Hey, pretty people. I'm trying to go live on both my Instagram and Facebook, so bear with me and I'm going to wait for you guys to join. Okay, live on Instagram. Let me. Okay. Should be interesting. Give you guys a couple more seconds to join. This is how to keep your hardwood floors clean and shining for the new year. So come on in. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. My name is Kelsey Thomas. I'm the owner of Klean World. I'm here at one of our properties, and we're going to talk about how to make your hardwood floor shine. I got a lot of questions in from a lot of the viewers, a lot of the guests, a lot of my clients, some lookers that are looking in. They want to do it themselves. So I thought I'd share from my experience, what I had with you. Before I get into that, go ahead and like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. It's actually called Klean Tube on YouTube. Yeah, so make sure you like, share, comment, post. Anybody that is having difficulty with their hardwood floors and to getting them to shine, go ahead and shoot the video. We'll have more content for you guys to view as well. So first things first, let's get into these questions. First of all, let me give a disclaimer. Anything we do discuss or talk about, I do encourage you all to take some time to gain knowledge on the type of flooring that you do have, whether it be laminate, hardwood, or engineered hardwood. Try a little spot out first and then go into it, because you always want a little spot versus a wide one. So I'm gonna get right into the questions that you guys asked me, and I'm gonna answer as best I can. And please feel free to respond, interact with me, ask me questions afterwards, slide in my DM, whichever. I'm here to help. All right, the first question was, what are some preventative ways to keep your hardwood floors clean? Here's my thing. Shoes. When you have folks that come in your house with shoes, whether it be carpet, ceramic, hardwood, shoes is just like no deal. Especially if you own the home, you already know what it is when it comes to shoes. So keeping shoes off of hardwood, that'll help keep them clean. Scuffs, all that fun stuff. A doormat. When you are coming into the home and there is no doormat, you have leaves coming in and tracking in. If there's rain, if there's snow, if there's salt, all of that is coming in and it's affecting either your carpet and or your floors and taking away the finish on your floors. When you have furniture, and then people just scrape on in, and then you have your different side tables and your couches and your dining room tables, you always want to have some type of furniture gripper underneath of your furniture so it won't ruin your furniture. Also area rugs. If you have a coffee table that has bottoms that need to be gripped and you don't have any grips, make sure you put an area rug down, so that's an area where you won't have to clean as much and it won't be as damaged when you remove the table or the area rug. So those were some of the preventative ways to keep your hardwood floors shining. And how often do you vacuum or sweep your floors? It's recommended for high traffic areas to sweep daily. That's the kitchen, the living room, the dining room, your walkways. You want to sweep it daily because all of the debris and the dust and the grit that gets onto your floors, whether it be a shoe, sock, or your barefoot, it can still scrape the bottom of the floors as well. As far as vacuuming, a lot of folks give vacuuming hardwood floors a bad rap, but it's best to vacuum anyway, especially if you have a bottom piece on your vacuum that allows for the dust and debris to get up, because once you go to cleaning and the dust and debris is there, it could smear and it looks a little crazy on the floor. So it's always recommended that you sweep and then vacuum. If you can't vacuum up the dust or debris, I would just sweep it into a pile and then collect it with something, maybe damp, like a damp cloth or something, just to get it up so you can get the excess dust away as well. Low traffic areas should be swept probably once a week and cleaned once a month. Your high traffic area for your hardwood floor should be cleaned once a week. So that's for vacuuming, sweeping, and how often you should do it. And for the what ifs, I got a couple what if scenarios. So what if you were to spill polish on your hardwood floors? If you spill polish, you can take WD-40 non-acetone polish remover to remove the polish as well. If gum was to get on the hardwood floors, it's recommended to at least use ice to harden it and then scrape it off after you finish. So that's a couple of the what if questions that I got. If you have any more what if questions, please be sure to comment, like, or ask me. Water stains, especially for engineered hardwood floors. You've got either laminate, engineered hardwood, or regular hardwood. Engineered hardwood is very sensitive, so absolutely no shoes on engineered hardwood, and it's also sensitive as far as water. So if it was a spill if you had a spill, it's suggested that you pick the spill up immediately. You know, when you went to grandma or auntie's house and they gave you a coaster, the coaster's there for a reason, because it leaves that little ring. You'll leave a nice little ring in your floor with the water stains, as well as many water stains that it can take. So that's some of the what if questions. Again, if you have questions for me, go ahead and answer. Scrape off what? Guys. So I was saying, if you were to have gum on the floor, or you're trying to get gum up off of hardwood floors, it's recommended to put ice on top of the gum, let it harden, and then scrape it up gently with a blade, or probably something plastic, maybe your debit card or something, but nothing abrasive that's going to damage your floor. So that's what we were talking about. What products and supplies do you use for hardwood flooring? For the sweeping and the vacuuming, a soft broom works well, because you have the hard bristles. The hard bristles can scratch your floors. I've seen it happen. And as far as cleaning your floors, I would suggest a microfiber cloth. The microfiber mop or flat mop allows the dust to catch in the microfiber, so it's eliminating as much dust as you can. No problem. It's eliminating as much dust as you can, so it's always recommended to use a microfiber flat mop or mop. To clean, okay, so I'm gonna go down the list. For laminate floors, for hardwood floors, and for engineered hardwood. For laminate floors, it's recommended to use warm water and a natural pH agent. In layman terms, that's just maybe like a Dawn dish detergent or something that's neutral. So dish detergent, a couple drops in water, you'd be amazed. And really for laminate, you really just need warm water that's damp on a damp mop. For hardwood, I use Murphy's oil. That's my all-time favorite. Following the directions, a little bit of Murphy's oil, a little bit of water. I spray and I use a flat mop for it. And for the engineered hardwood, a dry to damp cloth. Dry. Every time you think of engineered hardwood, you think of a dry damp cloth, or a dry steaming. Dry steaming is very effective. It's efficient. It does not involve any chemicals. They say this is the safest way. However, over time, if you do continue to use a steam cleaner for your hardwood floors, your floors can warp. When I say warp, I'm meaning that they can they can discolor, they can flip upside down. Like, you ever seen like a hardwood floor on a plank and then the ends start to curl like on the ends? That's what warping is, because it's an excessive amount of water on your floor. So that's what you want to avoid. As little water as possible, and with engineered hardwood, a damp to dry cloth. How to remove haze was another question. Okay, this is where it gets tricky, because when you're removing haze or some type of residue or anything that hazes over top of the wood, you gotta be careful, because you can take the haze up, the polish up, and the finish. So it's suggested to use vinegar and water. That's just to take the haze up. Sometimes even taking the haze up would just require some type of steam and water as well. Yes. So yes, to remove the haze, you use the vinegar and the water. And the vinegar and water usually gets it up, and then you can revert back to your cleaning styles, because that will last for probably a week or two. But to remove the haze, I would use a vinegar and water solution. But for the DIYers, do stand clear of the vinegar and water all the time, every time, because vinegar is a acidic based substance. So it will eat away at your wood over time, and it will deteriorate over time. So just to remove haze, not for normal cleaning. And you want to stand clear from buying different cleaning chemicals and products at the store. You want to just use your vinegar? No, I'd rather you just use water and some type of flat mop. For those of you that do use store-bought products called that say maybe to keep a protective shine, or maybe like quick shine or something, that whatever says it's going to keep a protective shine, like, stand clear of that as well, because what that usually does is, once it's on your floor, it's looking all pretty and nice, but maybe a week or two after everybody's walked on it and the traffic is going, now you have it leaves a residue. So after the residue is left, you got to get the residue back up. I wouldn't suggest putting pledge on the floors, because I have had clients that put pledge on their floors and steps and slip. Not fun, not cool. I would just suggest pledge for wood furniture. That's the tabletops, the end tables, the cabinets, the stairwells, the dwellings. So wouldn't use pledge for the floor. We don't want to slip, but I would suggest Murphy's oil that is that you add water to, because it is concentrate. So as far as the protective shine, make sure that you just stand clear of it, because it also does cause residue as well. And the last question that I had from you guys is, when cleaning does not work and you've tried everything to get your floors to shine, what does it? You can either polish your floors, you can resand your floors, or you can buff your floors. When you polish for laminate flooring, the only polish that you can use is Bona, I believe. It's cool. I would suggest a professional putting polish on your floors. If the application is not right, you're gonna look at your floors like they're crazy. Polish isn't a joke. It's the same process and procedure you would use to clean your floors. So dusting, sweeping, vacuum, getting the dust, the grit, everything up, and then doing your polish, and also removing that haze. So it's a whole system, it's a whole process. You don't want to miss anything, especially if you put a lot of money into your hardwood flooring. For your regular hardwood flooring, you can resand. So the hardwood in the actual hardwood, real hardwood, is a little bit thicker. So over time, maybe like every 2 or 3 years, you can go over and sand it and lay a layer of polyurethane over it, and it gives that natural shine. And all you gotta do is sweep and vacuum, and just hit it with a flat mop or a damp flat mop. So it removes all the dust and debris, because your floors will already be shine. It's not It's nothing that you would need to use that, and it's also protecting it. The gums, the juice, everything is always being protected. And for the engineered hardwood, it is recommended that you buff those floors. You can't sand on engineered hardwood because I believe it's probably maybe 1/8 thick. So it's not that thick of a wood for you to keep going over sanding versus regular hardwood. So it's recommended to buff it out, and then the shine will come back to its natural state. So that is how you would clean if nothing works. But if you did not hear anything I said today, I'm going to leave you with my don'ts. And the first one is, don't use anything abrasive on hardwood to scrape it up, to clean it up, shoes, feet, anything. Nothing abrasive for your hardwood. Do not use bleach on hardwood. That immediately takes away the shine. And the last one is no excessive water. So, I mean, hear me clear. The more water that soaks into your wood, the more your wood deteriorates and warps, and it will curl up. So the less water, the better. Whoever told you that you can't use water to clean your hardwood floors, they lied, because what you're supposed to do is just look at your floors and put chemicals on it all day, then you wouldn't have a floor. So yes, you do use water. The amount of water you use varies, and what you use to clean those floors varies as well. So does anybody have any questions from what I went over as far as laminate, hardwood or engineered hardwood, how to clean, how to polish, whichever? If you have any questions, let me know. I'll wait around for a few, and if not, you can still feel free to drop and comment as well. So I'll give you guys a few seconds to see if you have any questions as far as hardwood flooring. And if not, I'll just repost and you guys can ask me again. Okay, I'll probably get some more questions later. You guys like to ask me questions after the fact. It's okay. Okay, what do you use to clean engineered hardwood with? Perfect. Hey girl, hey. For engineered hardwood, I was we spoke on it earlier, so make sure you recap too. I would suggest dry mop or steam cleaning. The less water, the better for engineered hardwood, because it's thin, and literally a dry mop, dry to damp, wet mop, it does it for engineered hardwoods, because the engineered hardwood, for oil, it doesn't work well with it because it does create a haze, and that haze won't go away. So I wouldn't suggest putting any type of oil-based product on engineered hardwood, but I do suggest also a natural pH solution. So that meaning Dawn and warm water, a solution. And then Bona. Bona is probably my favorite as far as engineered hardwood. But to answer your question, dry steam and a dry wet mop with Dawn water for engineered hardwood. How do you make which type of floor shine? Hardwood, engineered hardwood, or laminate? For the laminate, we discussed actually sweeping engineered hardwood. Yeah, so making the engineered hardwood shine is to sweep and actually vacuum every day. Hey Ashley. Sweeping and vacuuming every day. And also, some of the engineered hardwood has natural shine, some of it doesn't. Some of it has a matte kind of texture, so you won't actually get that shine. But buffing, if it doesn't have the shine you want, and you want some shine, I recommend that you buff engineered hardwoods. There's no sanding you can do with it because it's already thin. But call one of them good old cleaning companies. We buff. We got the big boy machine. We got the little boy machine. Whatever you need, we can buff them floors. So that and steam cleaning. If your steam cleaning don't work, I would suggest that. That or a natural, okay. Good. Was there any other questions from anyone? A lot of engineered hardwood questions. Again, that's that Dawn and a couple drops of Dawn and warm water and a dry to damp cloth with a microfiber mop, or dry steam. Not excessive, it's light. With the dry steam, it automatically picks up maybe something sticky like syrup or candy. That dry steam is going to go over it. It's no chemicals, it's less water as possible. It's a microfiber pad already on there, and that microfiber is sucking up the dust. It's like a magnet. Once the steam gets in there, it's a magnet. So that's how it's removing it, and that's for deep cleaning engineered hardwoods, especially the steam, because it's getting up everything that you want all across the surface as soft and as gentle as possible. You have to be very gentle with engineered hardwoods. And take your shoes off. Shoes. And also with engineered hardwood and laminate, to remove heel and sneaker marks and eraser. The back of the pencil, that eraser, get down there and erase. It'll come off. Don't try to scratch it, don't try to pluck it, don't try to flip it, don't try to reverse it. Just erase it and it will come off. Because I wouldn't touch it other than that. Does anybody else have any questions as far as their hardwood flooring? Alright, if not, I want to thank everybody for joining in and listening to me. Again, like us on Facebook. Are vinyl laminates the waterproof kind any different from Klean laminate? There's no difference. There's no difference. A way to just sell. If anything, it can withstand water longer, but over time you still will get that water stain mark in the floor. So it's no different. With the waterproof, you can use the oil base, but it's really no different. It just will, over time, the longer you let it sit, the worse it is. So even though they're saying waterproof, they might put a little bit of thickness in there, but it's still the same process. It's still the same cleaning methods. You want to keep your laminate as safe as possible. Any other questions, you guys? I'm on Facebook and I'm on Instagram, so I'm kind of like looking and doing both. It's my first time doing this, but understood. You're the best. Thank you, Nerd Life. All right. Again, like us on Facebook, Instagram. Check us out on YouTube, Klean Too. We will be posting the videos and the content that I do share with you all on the website as well. We have a blog. Yay! Yeah, so again, thank you for joining. If you have any questions, please share with your friends, like, comment, send them the video, send them to me, tell them I sent you, tell them you sent me, something. But I'll check y'all out. I'm coming back next Thursday at 7 p.m. with another live video. I'll post the flyer for it. So tune in and make sure y'all check me out. And thank you so much for joining. Cheese.